I hope the background sound is okay.
Pardon?
I said I hope the background sound is okay because I'm outside to get
Oh,
quiet.
I couldn't even hear anything. It's fine.
Oh,
It's fine. It's fine.
okay.
All right. This is Smooth 98.1 Love Music, Love Life on a Hump of the Week Wednesday morning, 23rd day in the month of October 2024. This is the Smooth Breakfast. Yours truly is Ayokunmi. Ready to have a conversation back and forth, ready to talk with you because this is Lagos Talks. It is an interactive session. As always, that hasn't changed yet. So we're always looking forward to you sharing your thoughts, your perspective, your opinions, and of course, your own knowledge as well. It's all about learning. Learning is something that we're very big on. And that is one of the reasons that we have these conversations on a daily basis. So come one, come all is what I was going to say. You can send your messages in to us on WhatsApp on 0809 444 0981 0809 444 0981. That is the WhatsApp number. You can also give us a call on 0201 4489 981 0201 4489 981. Now, if you're having trouble with the studio line or if it's not convenient for you to call on that number, you can also call on the WhatsApp number. So you can call on WhatsApp. You can also send your messages on WhatsApp as well. Now, today, like I mentioned earlier on, we're going to be talking about food. Yes. Now this is off the back of World Food Day, which actually was on the 16th of October. Now, I was supposed to have a conversation, but due to some unforeseen circumstances, we had to push that forward. But the gist behind it is still very relevant because food is something we can talk about every day. Now, the reason it's still relevant, apart from the fact that food is one of the most important basic needs that people actually have, this year's theme was Right to Foods for a Better Life and a Better Future. So, we're going to be looking at the role of food in shaping healthier societies. Now, across Nigeria, this conversation around food, it often focuses on availability and cost as well and many people that are struggling to afford regular meals, let alone healthy, nutritious options. People these days have different formations. Some people are doing 101, 001, all sorts of things. That's 1 meal in the morning, maybe nothing in the afternoon, 1 meal in the evening, depending on where they are financially and economically. Anyways, that's where we find ourselves in Nigeria right now. And it raises the question, how does food directly impact our health and by extension, society that we live in? Now, joining me today are two incredible women who have each built thriving food businesses. Please welcome Salma Nuhu Gidado. She is the founder of DessertHaven. That's a brand that specializes in pastries and cakes, as well as Saida Ahmadu Muazu. She is the founder of Akushi Foods, which offers authentic northern Nigerian snacks. Just thinking about that has already got me feeling hungry. Very good morning to you, Salma. Good morning to you, Saida.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Great to have you on the show to share your experience, your knowledge on this, and of course perspective as well. Perspective is something that is very, very key. Okay, let's dive into the conversation. Let's start with the role of food. The role it plays both in individual health as well as well-being of society at large. And I'm going to just take a look at the link between food and health. Nutrition is at the heart of human health. There's no two ways about it. A balanced diet provides all those essential nutrients that they help prevent diseases, they boost the immune system as well. Those are things that right now in Nigeria, we need them 110%. But the unfortunate thing is that today, many people are barely able to afford a regular meal. Let's even leave how healthy that meal is or how balanced that diet is. We've seen different reports in the news talking about an increase in malnutrition, particularly among children. That is very, very worrying. Many families have cut down on their food intake or they've been forced to switch to less nutritious options because of the rising prices. I'm going to start here with you, Saida. Just from your experience running Akushi Foods, I mean, what are some of the challenges that you've seen Nigerians face when it comes to accessing nutritious food? And how do you think the current economic situation is affecting their ability to eat healthy?
Yeah, in Nigeria, the main challenge of accessing nutritious food is really compounded by the economic realities, the inflation. We have one of the highest inflation and the
Mhm.
rising cost of basic items. So, many Nigerians face food insecurity
Mm.
because of low income or no income, basically. So it gives little room for, even as you said, basic access to food. Talk more of, nutrient dense foods.
Right.
So it's more difficult for people in the lower income to get access to healthy options or even options to eat actually, because some are left with
Exactly.
eating the remains of, processed, like I've seen people eat the remains of processing tofu, awara, which is sad because you've taken all the nutrients and they're taking just the, I don't know, is it shaft? Because in Hausa
Mm.
it's called dusa. Um, so, and I think one of the ways we like that can be improved is also, like, with businesses like us growing, try as much as possible to hire people and pay them a fair wage. That way it would really help in going down in society, getting people to have access to even food.
Hmm. I mean, start access to food, and then you can begin to even incorporate healthy food. I mean, those things should go hand in hand. But I think you need to walk before you can even begin to run. That's where we are right now. And Salma, let me come to your table right now. I mean, Desert Haven offers high quality baked goods, but the question is, how exactly, as a business owner, how do you even navigate the rising cost of ingredients? There's flour, there's eggs, there's sugar. That's just to name a few that you need in your day-to-day, running of the business. But I mean, what strategies have you used to keep your products accessible without compromising on the quality? I mean, we've seen a lot of shrinkflation these days. We've seen a lot of situations where, people who produce food, business owners, they say, okay, I'll reduce the quality, but I reduce the quality, increase the price, or all sort of funny things going on. I mean, how are you able to balance these things?
Thank you, Ayo, for that. So navigating the rising cost of ingredients while maintaining both affordability and quality is a delicate balance for us. So at
Mm.
Dessert Haven, we prioritize sourcing high quality ingredients, but we also recognize that cost control is crucial for our customers. So
Mm.
we try to give them the best, but we try to implement strategies that can help both we at the company and our customers. So strategies like we form long-term relationships with our local suppliers so
Okay.
that we're able to negotiate prices and then try to reduce transportation costs, because transportation is now, I don't know, is now something in Nigeria. So
Mm. Through the
some
roof.
even spend more on transporting the ingredients than buying the ingredients. So having that relationship helps us negotiate better prices so that it doesn't affect the product so much. And then we also streamlined some of our processes so we can minimize waste and then improve efficiency. I'll give you an example. So
Okay.
while we bake our cakes and then sometimes we have to trim them off. So instead of just discarding them or just enjoying it and then having a lot to eat all the time, like we use the crumbs maybe for another dessert, something like cheesecake.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Cake
Kind of like
crumb,
recycling, kind
yes.
of.
Use the cake crumbs for maybe cheesecake bases, and then sometimes we can make cake parfaits. So that helps us in cutting costs because we're selling more products with less ingredients. I don't know if that makes sense, but then it,
Mm.
it, it helps us, it allows us to keep prices stable for our customers. So they're not paying for every single thing we're sourcing. And then one of our goals is to always provide premium products without having to pass unnecessary cost on our customers. And we refer to our customers as elite taste buds. So we have to keep that standard. Yeah.
Mm. I mean, keeping the standards without should I say shortchanging yourself. Very delicate balance, as you mentioned, but something that definitely needs to be looked into. We'll take a quick breather right here. When we come back in, we'll continue the conversation with Salma and Saida. We're talking about the role of food in shaping healthier societies. Lagos Talks on Smooth 98.1. We'll be back in a bit. Alrighty, so far so good. First break, we're making progress. Interesting progress. That actually is very, very sharp. I mean, using the crumbs to then make something else at the end. That is creative thinking.
Yeah,
Really.
you have to think on your toes, because having to waste a lot of things that you spend so much money on, I think it just makes sense when you just think critically about these things, because we spend a lot on them.
I can't even begin to imagine the sort of mental gymnastics that you guys do every day. I mean, as business owners, it has to be nuts every single day. You know, it's one thing or another. It's one thing or another every day. It's not easy.
We just keep praying, keep pushing.
This is how you rise to the top of the corporate world.
Nigeria.
The
less I see, the better for me.
Let them know, and when the time is right, go for your bosses.
There's always a price to pay in the corporate world, but to what extent will a naive Zara go to rise to the top? Find out in Princess on the Heel.
Coming soon only on Showmax. Subscribe for 1,600 Naira monthly. Sign up now at showmax.com.
Let's take a critical look at your lifestyle and the state of your health. With life in a city that hardly sleeps, so many people working hard, and many more on the edge, one thing is likely to happen. System shut down. Helping you discover facts about your health and expanding your access to well-being through relevant information. Tune in to Smooth Health on the Drive and make that connection with your body.
And some very interesting information I came across that I thought I should
The
share.
Smooth Health, every Thursday at 5:15 p.m.
Slow, slow, slow.
All right, welcome back into a conversation on Lagos Talks. This is Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life on El Hump of the Week, Wednesday morning, 19 minutes past 9 a.m. My name is Ayokunmi. We're talking about the role of food in shaping healthier societies. Hey, I love food, you love food. And what better time to talk about that? Now, this is off the back of World Food Day. And food is something very, very important in our day-to-day lives. Food, clothing, shelter, those three very basic needs that human beings have. And my guests this morning who are sharing their perspectives as well as their experiences as business owners. Salma Gidado is the founder of DessertHaven, and Saida Ahmadu, she is the founder of Akushi Foods as well. And they are, letting us understand how it is that they're able to manage the economic climate and also still put out healthy food options for customers, for clients out there, and how important it is for that to continue. We know malnutrition is a very big problem in Nigeria. Accessing food also very difficult for a lot of people because foods are more and more and more expensive right now, and people are resorting to all sorts of creative ways. And I say creative ways in quotes here because not being able to access the healthy foods, but just eating anything in order to be able to fill up their bellies. It's a creative way to stay filled, but staying filled with empty calories doesn't really do the body much good at the end of the day. So this is where we are, and this is the conversation that we're having. And we'd love to get your thoughts in this morning. So you can share your messages with us on WhatsApp on 0809 444 0981. You can also give us a call on the studio line 0201 4489981. 0201 4489981. All right, welcome back into the conversation, Salma and Saida as well. Once again, a pleasure having you on Lagos Talks this morning. Now let's look at food as a tool for societal change. I mean, beyond personal health, food also plays a very critical role in shaping society. No doubt about that. Communities that have consistent access to healthy food, they tend to see lower healthcare costs. They tend to see higher productivity. There's better educational outcomes for their children as well. Yet you face this, should I call it a paradox? Where in some urban areas food is abundant, but often it's unhealthy. Yes, the empty calories I mentioned. While in rural areas, they may have fewer food options. And Saida, let me come back to you here. Now, Akushi Foods promotes traditional, authentic northern snacks. Now, how do you think reviving these food traditions can contribute to a healthier society, especially in promoting diversity in our diets? And this even goes beyond, over there in the north, it could be, okay, what goes on in the east, south? I mean, looking at our indigenous traditional delicacies, foods that have been passed down for generations and generations that, our ancestors and co used to eat, and they were healthy, they live healthy lives. How do you think that reviving these food traditions can actually contribute to a healthier society? Saida.
Yeah, so we have a lot of healthy food and snacking options that we don't take advantage of. Like, we're so used to taking the, I guess, cheaper options of the processed foods because the processed fats, it gives a good taste in the mouth. And sometimes we get to really embrace what we have available to us. So like as you said, in the north and as a general, like some of the snacks that we have, like kuli kuli. Kuli kuli is nutrient dense because it has a lot of healthy fats, protein, and fiber. So eating that as opposed to eating potato chips that has been highly processed with so many preservatives in it is a better option than for your health, and gives you more nutrients than exactly eating empty calories, or harmful calories, basically, because of this so much preservatives that you don't know what goes into your products. As opposed to when we produce here, sometimes like there is need for little or no preservatives in the production. And
Right.
also, some of the food staples that we have that are sometimes easily accessible, even in the rural areas, like the baobab tree, it produces both the fruit and the leaves, which we used to eat. And like even the baobab fruit
Okay.
now is like a health it's like a health focus now. Lots of people are incorporating the powders into their smoothies, not just, in the rural areas, but it's becoming urbanized. And the baobab leaves are something we do to make kuka soup for our swallow. So this is something commonly accessible both in rural and urban areas. And so, embracing that and like reviving that culture of eating our traditional foods will definitely promote our health.
Okay, interesting thoughts. Then I'm just wondering that for people who probably see, I mean, of course, we have a lot of Nigerians who eat a lot of their local delicacies and all that, but there's still this whole thought process around all the foreign goods, like you said, the potato chips, the crisps, this and that, as opposed to your kuli kuli and what have you. Now, is this probably like a mindset thing where it needs to change in terms of, okay, I want a snack, instead of reaching for the crisps or the potato chips in quotes, because there really aren't any potatoes in them anyway. let me have this that is locally made. It's healthier for me. It's more nutrient dense. How do you even begin to change that mindset about these things? Yes, we've seen shift where people have these things here and there, but how do we make it more mainstream, especially now that food is a tough one?
Yeah, honestly, I think it is something that you have to keep trying. It's not a today or tomorrow thing to solve, because the same way it took time for processed foods to be accepted, because I'm sure even where processing of food started, it wasn't easily accepted because people were used to the norm. And so it is going to be it will take a lot of, communication, explanation for people
Mm,
to truly understand. And another thing is to make the healthier options easier to use. So what we
right.
aim to do at Akushi Foods is our products is straight for you to cook. So when you're thinking about doing a healthier option for swallow, like you want to do guinea corn swallow now, you're not thinking about the cleaning, the washing, the drying, the grinding. You are just getting a processed, sieved guinea corn flour, and all you
Mm,
have to do is cook it. Or fonio, which has a lot of sand in it. If you buy it from the market, you have no need to clean it. You are just getting it from us and then straight to your pot. So that also helps change the mindset, because people are looking for ease. The
mm,
world is moving so fast, and people don't have time to really sit and like do it like the way that our
right.
grandparents used to do it. As you said, like,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
forefathers
mm-hmm,
had the time to maybe do all that, but we don't. Women are working now, so it's more, what is the easiest, fastest way I can get this healthy or this food to my family? So if we make the healthy options easily accessible, quick to make, then it is now easier for them to think, oh, okay, now I can eat fonio, I can eat guinea corn, and this is
mm.
healthy, this is clean, this is hygienic. And that is what we aim to do at Akushi Foods.
I get what you mean. I mean, just reminded me of a friend of mine that said that for a while he stopped eating beans because he couldn't be bothered. He didn't have the time to sit down to start picking and all. And then I know that so there are a number of people now who actually do these products, like you said, that are they're packaged in a way that it's straight into the pot. No need to start, sit down to start picking out all the stones and all that. That is a very fair point, because some of these foods you need to put in the time and the effort to make sure that okay, they are clean. You take out the stones or the sand. People don't have time, so I guess the processed other options, they are more attractive to them, and I guess that is something that can be looked into to make what we have, what is our own, to be more attractive at the end of the day. Salma, let's talk about sustainable practices. You know, one thing that's very important in building healthy societies lies in innovation within the food industry, obviously. I mean, whether that's through sustainable farming practices, waste reduction, or even using local ingredients. Now, I mean, in your business, do you see opportunities to actually integrate some of these more sustainable practices? For example, using locally sourced ingredients, or are there even areas where you're able to reduce waste even more? I know you talked about, making cheesecake with crumbs and all that, which is brilliant. But are there other ways that you're able to reduce waste? I mean, more efficient?
Um, yes, there are, like you mentioned, local sourcing. So one of the key practices is sourcing locally whenever possible. So I'll give an example, like pastries, maybe finger foods. So we use vegetables and
Okay.
we prefer them fresh, like carrots, cabbage, and all that. So when we source locally, sometimes they're actually cheaper, and then this is our way of supporting the local farmers. So this is one way this is one practice we do at DessertHaven. And then another is packaging. So
Okay.
we know we know plastics and all that can be harmful to the ecosystem. So we are working on eco-friendly packaging solutions, especially for our cake slices. So instead of using plastics or what okay, instead of using plastics, we use craft boxes or foil packs, which are safer because you can't okay, we use eco-friendly packaging because some of these packages you can't, they're not microwave friendly. So they emit all these, I don't know, things that are
Toxins.
harmful, yeah, to the system, to our systems. So we use like craft papers that can be recycled.
And that's more beneficial. That's more beneficial for the environment at the end of the day.
Yes, exactly. So, and then we also take into consideration packaging that is convenient for our customers, and then it is gentle on the planet. So,
All right.
yeah.
Two for one. Things that you love to hear. Let's take another break right now, and we'll come back in and continue on the conversation. Lagos Talks on Smooth 98.1. It's all about food this morning, the role of food in shaping healthier societies. Don't go anywhere.
And you're listening to Smooth 98.
And this is how the time just floats on by without you realizing it's 9:32 already.
Yeah, honestly, when you said we were gonna be on there for 15 minutes, I'm like, oof, that's a long time, but it's 9:32 already.
Yes, so I mean, it might seem like that, but you'll be surprised that the time just goes, and then you're like, but we just started now. What happened? That kind of thing. So that's where we are.
To repair your phone no suppose give you wahala or cost you plenty money. No. To make you no use that your phone, MTN dey for you. Whether it fall for water, fire burn out, or the screen papuka, no wahala. Take am fix, go come connect your phone. Fix am finish, come drop am for your remote. No be only that one. If you come buy any plan wey go help you guard your phone, MTN go sama you free data. Who no like am? And you never finish, MTN will come make them easy. With Easy Buy, you fit drop that palasa phone, make you upgrade to new smartphone and pay small for 3 months or 12 months. Now confirm sweet deal be this one, you still the way. Waka go any mobile retail shop, make you find Easy Buy agent now. For your mind to cool well with Dick and Dix, visit www.mtn.com/devices to enjoy all the correct services we did there. MTN, waiting you do. This is from Yoga, and you're listening to Smooth Breakfast.
Welcome back to Lagos Talks on a hump of the week Wednesday morning on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. It is 34 minutes past 9 a.m. Ayokunmi here. Alongside me, my two very special guests this morning. We've been talking about the role of food in shaping healthier societies. Oh, yes, it's a food sort of morning now. Just thinking about all the food that we've talked about is getting me really hungry, but Ayo, stay focused and let's get to the finish line first. Anyways, my guests are Salma Nuhu Gidado. She is the founder of DessertHaven, and Saida Ahmadu Muazu. She is the founder of Akushi Foods. We have been having a great conversation, of course, learning and of course getting the perspective of these two amazing women who have their hands in, or should I say, they play in the food industry. Welcome back in to the both of you. It's been great having you on so far. You out there listening to us, you can join us on the conversation and, of course, share your own thoughts on this matter, on food, how important it is that we need to get it right. Not just finding food, but, of course, finding and eating foods that are healthy at the end of the day. Eating healthier foods reduces a lot of risks, a lot of possibilities of getting ill. it boosts your productivity definitely. And of course, when children are concerned, it has been shown to have a very, very strong impact on their academic prowess as well. Yes, I know things are hard. Yes, I know, inflation has really bitten or eaten deep into our pockets in terms of affording these foods that are healthy for us. But we just need to do what we need to do at the end of the day. So the WhatsApp number remains 0809444091. The studio line is 0201 4489981. You can also join us on YouTube or streaming live at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Okay, now it's really essential for me to mention at this point that the right to food actually goes beyond just availability. It's also about access to nutritious and affordable food. Those two things need to go hand in hand. Now, this requires quite the collective effort, from the government, the private sector, and individuals as well. Now, what role do you see for food entrepreneurs like yourself, in shaping the future of food in Nigeria, particularly in ensuring healthier food options are available to a lot more people out there?
Yeah, so I think one of the roles we play is by educating people. One of the major roles we should play is to educate people about the food options out there so that they can choose the right foods for their you know, family and themselves.
Okay.
And also, even bigger than that is um a lot of food entrepreneurs like myself, we work directly with local farmers, and so that we not just to ensure that our consumers are getting nutritious foods, but also to support the local economy. Because as we mentioned, one of the major problems of getting a healthy food is the economy and how much a person gets. So if we are supporting the local economy from the local farmers and like in the whole supply chain up until it reaches the consumer, then we are helping the community and the economy grow. In this way, we're not just selling the food, we are contributing to a healthier, more resilient society through local sourcing, ethical practices, and paying fair wages to our staff.
That actually is very, very key, contributing to the local economy. I mean, when everybody works hand in hand at the end of the day, it's beneficial to everyone that is involved. Salma, let me get your perspective on that as well. I mean, the sort of role that you are playing as an entrepreneur in shaping a healthier community where you are making sure that, okay, in your own way, that is available for you, or it's possible for you to ensure that, okay, everyone around you is able to eat, be able to afford the foods, afford the snacks, and so on and so forth. But at the same time, they are also eating what is right, what is healthy, what is good for them at the end of the day. This is something that more entrepreneurs should be looking at, not just, oh, I'm starting my food business, I'll just, make it anyhow. I need to make money. It might taste nice, but it's not healthy. I mean, how key is it for other entrepreneurs who are within the food industry to keep this in mind? It could be difficult, yes, but it is possible, don't you think?
Yes, I think it's possible because food entrepreneurs, we have a unique and influential role in shaping healthier communities because we directly impact what people consume. So, for example, at DessertHaven, we prioritize quality ingredients. We also prioritize healthy alternatives so we can get at least balanced treats for everyone. So we try to have just the right amount of everything in our treats, like no too much sugar. We consider a lot of all these ailments that people, and then in the society now or in the world at large, I don't know, I think there's a rampant increase in health issues. And I feel like it comes from what we eat.
Oh, yes.
All these processed foods and all that. If we think back, we'd realize that our parents, our grandparents did not have all these ailments. Like, it wasn't this rampant. So I think one issue is what we consume, because the production, even at eggs, the chickens are being fed unhealthy feed and then they lay eggs. So we have to be more conscious about all these things. There are some things that are inevitable, but with the right balance of the ingredients or the produce, I think we can cut down on all these ailments and then have a healthier society. So I think additionally, as entrepreneurs, as food entrepreneurs, we create spaces, whether it's physical or virtual, where people can gather and connect over food. So we reinforce that social and emotional aspects of a healthy community. Like, information is not just out there, but when you connect with people, there's some things that, like Saida said, I didn't know the baobab tree and the fruits and every single
It means
part of it.
everything.
But
I mean,
yeah,
it blew my mind as well.
so you see how, like, just coming together to talk about food, how much information you can get, and then how much intentional you can be with sourcing food, and then also helping people around to eat healthy.
That is very important. Now, Salma, you just mentioned something that I'm going to hold on, and I'm going to ask Saida this question just to get her own perspective on it. And now you talked about what she said concerning the baobab tree, and this is a result of coming together to talk about these things, because you begin to learn from other people things you didn't know before, and then you can begin to incorporate them. Now, Saida, that being said, how key is it for collaboration to be had in terms of the different parties coming together to, should I say, form these collectives, to share knowledge, to share thoughts, to share perspectives as well? Because a lot of things that one person might know, another person might not know. I mean, how can this also help in, should I say, sharing the knowledge or spreading the information as to what's possible in terms of, oh, you can actually eat this, it's healthier for you, it's readily available. Someone can say, oh, I had no idea this thing is in my backyard, or this thing is grown in my house. I didn't know about this. I mean, how key are these collaborations in making things like this more accessible?
Honestly, like what she just said, sometimes you think that these things that you know, it's like everybody knows them. And so I believe having such a platform would really be powerful and helpful, because as a community and society, we would literally know exactly what we have, in our home country, and how it can, benefit us, affect us positively, rather than focusing on, importing the same thing with a different name, or importing the same thing, which is literally exported from here and then refined and imported.
And then brought back,
Knowing
yeah.
Exactly. So knowing about it, being educated about it, having options. It's like right now we're having a conversation, just me, you, and her. And imagine another person that has another insight about some sustainable thing or some natural thing that you can use to even make, the desserts she's making. And so it's like now her dependency on the things that she has to import reduces significantly, and this supports the local economy. As it is, like, we need to support our local economy, because that's one way of strengthening it, because the more we pay within it rather than taking our money out, the stronger it becomes.
The stronger it gets. And that strength in depth is something that we desperately need in Nigeria right now. Let's take a final breather on the show. When we come back in, we'll begin to wrap up our thoughts this morning on Lagos Talks. It's been quite a fun one up until this point. And yeah, looking forward to having you on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
Listening to the Smooth Breakfast Show.
My name is Amore, and you're listening to
Final stretch. Man, this has been fun. And of course, we've learned something.
What's the Premier League waiting?
We have. It's actually more interesting than I thought.
Well, what can I say? You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I should have asked this question since I know both of you are in the north. Are you in the same place in the north or in different places?
Funny, we're from the same place and we are originally from the same state. We live in Abuja and we're both from Bauchi. I just realized that.
Ah, okay. Ah, interesting. Salma, your husband sent a message on WhatsApp.
Oh,
I'll take the message. I won't mention he's your husband. I'll take the message.
okay. Thank you.
So we come back in.
This is the game that puts you at the edge of your seat, close to your radio. The game of wits between rivalries, the battle for goals and victory. The game that sends the world into frenzy. This is a game of solid action and not fiction. This is your game. Total football. Get in-depth football analysis on top matches here on Smooth 98.5. Total football now on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 11 a.m.
Alrighty, final stretch on Lagos Talks this beautiful hump of the week, Wednesday morning. This is the Smooth Breakfast. My name is Ayokunmi, and I've been having so much fun this morning with my guests talking about the role of food in shaping healthier societies. Yes, it's all about food today. Food is something that we can't not talk about. We talk about food every day. We eat every day. Well, I'm assuming we eat every day. And of course, this is just also to put it out there that there are some people who are not able to get a meal every day, let alone a healthy meal. Now, they do want to eat, but because of the current situation economically, it's not the easiest thing to do. This is why we have these conversations. And of course, just bring to the fore the possibilities of alternatives, not just empty alternatives in terms of empty calories or unhealthy calories, but what else is available, to us locally that can be consumed that is healthy. Collaboration and of course innovation is very key. Welcome back to the show, Salma and Saida. We're having fun this morning. Let me take a message from WhatsApp real quick. This is from Bashir, listening on live on YouTube from Abuja. He says, proud to listen to your guests, Northern women doing well for themselves and speaking from positions of knowledge and experience. Grease their elbows for staying afloat in business in these trying times. You know what, to Salma and Saida and every business owner out there, I give you kudos big times and mad props, as I love to say, because it's not the easiest thing when it comes to doing business in Nigeria's current economic climate. It's tough, but you all are doing amazingly well, and that is really, really awesome. Okay, let's begin to round up on the conversation. And what I'm going to do here is to get both your thoughts. Salma, I will start with you. And basically, what advice would you give to entrepreneurs who are looking to focus on healthy food options, even despite this challenging economic climate? There's some people out there they want to get into the food business. They want to produce foods that are really healthy because it's not just chasing the money that is what is their motivation. They want to give. They want to be a driver of change. They want to be a positive in their society, their community, and so on. What advice would you give to them to be able to balance things out?
Okay, so my advice to entrepreneurs is to stay resilient and adaptable. So I think it's crucial to also understand your target audience and their evolving needs. So by listening to your customer feedback, it can help you refine what you offer them.
Mm.
Yes, so also I think creativity, just
Very,
be
very,
creative.
very key.
Yeah, be creative about your marketing and the community engagement. So by collaborating, like you said, collaborating with local organizers, or maybe participating in community events like trade fairs, they can increase your visibility and also build loyalty. So I think people like to listen to or witness success stories. So when you have that ladder of growth, like you grow from one stage to the other, people tend to engage you the more, and then there's this loyalty that customers want to attach to. So yeah, and then lastly, I think innovation, like you said,
Mm.
it doesn't always mean a drastic change. It can come from just a small tweak of your menu, like just something very little, and then it can just blow off. So I think being innovative, like stay resilient and then very adaptable, because the economy is not smiling. So always try to be creative and then just always bring your A game. Yeah.
Always bring your A game despite the fact the economy is not smiling. Okay, thank you for thank you for those thoughts, Salma. All right, Saida, let's get your final thoughts on the conversation. Your advice as well for those aspiring entrepreneurs. What do you have to say to them?
Yeah, honestly, Salma has said a lot about resilience and adaptability. I would just add that you should not, like a food entrepreneur, should not compromise on their quality. If the quality that they're trying to offer is, premium or whatever it is, do not compromise on the quality, because your customers can lose trust in you if you don't if you compromise on quality. And I think also one other thing that can be very impactful is transparency. It helps to see that what you're saying you're giving them is what they're getting. And
Right.
even with social media, not just in Nigeria, you see a lot of, posts that are trending more because of the transparency behind it. So you show the behind the scenes, you're showing the actual products, the goods, the raw materials that are actually going into your products,
Mm.
showing it that comfort to your customers. So even if they have to pay a little bit more of a premium price, they know they are getting the worth of their money, rather than you know blindly paying for what they don't know they're getting. It's like how DessertHaven, I follow her on Instagram. She does a really good job, with her socials, and it's like she showed the behind the scenes of how she got her meat pie. Like when she was trying to get a meat pie recipe that she's going to start selling, she was showing us customers to see. And then, of course, once she pushes it out, it's like people are seeing the value for money, and they're seeing the hard work that went into getting the perfect recipe for her brand. So
Mm.
that is really good. Like as food entrepreneurs, we should embrace, such lessons.
Carrying the customer along, giving them, some behind the scenes look of what goes down behind their favorite foods and snacks and so on. Thank you very much for those wise words. It's been a pleasure having the both of you on this one. Before I actually let you go, Saida, where can anyone out there, listening to you, I would love to actually, get more insight from you, especially as one who's already in the food entrepreneurship journey. How can they get through to you on social media, your Instagram, LinkedIn, X, if you play there as well? That was for you, Saida.
Yeah.
Before Salma,
So
gives her, her socials as well.
okay. Yeah, so I am on Instagram as Akushi Foods. That's AKUSHIFOODS. Akushi Foods.
Okay.
And you can also email us at info@akushifoods.com.
All right, that's perfectly fine. All right, Salma, where can we find you on your socials? I mean, Saida mentioned you're on Instagram anyway. So, what's the handle for anyone who's listening right now?
Okay, our handle on Instagram is DessertHaven Limited. So on the Instagram page, you can find the link to our WhatsApp and then email.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me this morning to talk about this very, very important topic, food. It's something that we cannot talk about. Do have yourselves a great Wednesday and a great rest of the week ahead. All right, thank you all for being a part of Lagos Talks this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. Keep it tuned to the Smooth Breakfast right here on Smooth 98.1. There's an interesting conversation coming up at 10:15. It's all about women in business. If you want to find out what is going on, yes, WinBiz, that's what it's all about. 10:15. Keep it tuned to Smooth 98.1.